What's going on, everyone? It's Adam McCraig with Grandstand Golf. This is our round 2 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 Wells Fargo Championship. Craig, Thursday, lefty came out charging. 7 under, leading the pack. 50-year-old lefty, 50-year-old Phil is doing it right.
Yeah, I never thought we'd live in a world where Phil was going to beat Jon Rahm by 12 strokes in a single day of golf. So what a world it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible. I think he's safe to make the cut, knock on wood. I think he can make it. But it's still a lot of tournament left.
Yeah, for sure. And he said that. I caught a little bit of his presser afterwards. He said, all I'm looking at is tomorrow. Go out there and have a good round tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. You mentioned KH Lee on our Wednesday night show, so you got to be happy to see that. Anyone else sticking out on the leaderboard here?
Well, I mean, Tommy Fleetwood is a guy we have not seen a ton from in a while, so it's nice to see him play well. Obviously, Keegan Bradley back, he's been playing well for a while, so he's continuing his good play. Malnati, someone who I think they said 8 straight tournaments without a cut made. Yeah. He's a bit of a sentimental favorite. He's a good guy to cheer for. Yeah. I think it's very interesting leaderboard. I think there's a lot of people up there.
The guys in the afternoon. So let's take a look at the wave here. So afternoon played a lot easier. So about 0.85 over par that is what it played for the first round. The AM was 1.26 over and the PM was just 0.43. So a lot of more scoring to be had in the PM. There's our cut line predictions. But Craig, the one question I got to ask you.
Those are not our cut line predictions. Those are Data Golf's cut line predictions. But that's what they are.
That's what they are. The question to you is, will Jon Rahm make the cut?
I mean, it's a friggin' long shot. He's going to be playing on the wrong side of the weather, which we've got there below. He's obviously, he didn't have it today. I don't think he had a single aspect of his game that he gained strokes in. The thing that shocked me the most is he lost. I didn't see what the final numbers were, but he was losing over 2.5 strokes around the green at one point, which Rahm, I mean, I think he went 0 for 8 or something like that scrambling, which is just, right. Yeah, those are not Jon Rahm stats.
No, that's absurd to see. I still think he's got a fighting chance. I know Data Golf does put the weather into their model, but I mean, if I'm sitting right now, if I was putting money down, I'm going +2. I think like that win tomorrow below us looks kind of nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of people would have to move for it. It is even now. Like if the cut were to happen now, so you'd have to have a lot of people play poorly tomorrow for the number to move that much. But we'll see. Ultimately, no point sweating over it. We can't control it.
So are you thinking +1 then? Is that kind of the target?
I would say +1 and But
so strategy for tomorrow. Are you targeting earlier guys or are you targeting wing guys or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going to target earlier guys. I think, there's enough there. I think if it's a slight edge to it, ownership potentially will be a bit higher on them. But if you think it's going to play that tough in the afternoon, those gusts look menacing. 24 miles an hour gusts. That's not fun. Not easy. I think, as much as the actual wind itself, I think it's those gusts that really are gonna wreak some havoc out there.
Yeah, with a course already playing tough, with greens playing firm, I think it's gonna be tough tomorrow. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if it's your first time joining, thank you for joining us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna give 3 picks each for round 2 showdown for Friday's round. Kind of a high, medium, low. Craig, should we jump into it?
Yeah, can I make all 3 of my picks Rahm, or should I?
I don't know. Okay, my first one, Bryson DeChambeau, 10,000 on DraftKings. He went out and got 70 in a kind of an interesting way. He's 1 under, 4 birdies, 1 bogey, 1 double. I mean, I don't want anybody to talk about his putting. His putting is fantastic. He's been a great putter for years and years and years. He's a great putter. Is he a +3 per round? No, I get that. But it's not surprising that he has these days with how good of a putter he is. That will come back down to normal, closer to 0.75, 1, whatever his kind of normal putting is, maybe even over 1. But I think where we're going to see his rebound is off the tee. I mean, 29th is low for him. He's the best in the world at that. And approach, 144th is crazy for him to have that low. I mean, that's not the strongest part of his game, but he's still positive. Looking back at his strokes gained approach per round, he hasn't had 2 negative rounds consecutively since the 2020 Tour Championship. So it's been a full season where we haven't seen him go negative strokes gained approach in back-to-back rounds. So I think that will rebound in round 2. And then what I'm going to target with all 3 of my guys in my picks, they have early tee times, not just AM tee times, but on the early half of that draw. So he has a 7:23 tee time. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's a bold thing to say tee to green will rebound in round 2, but I'll leave it. I'll leave that alone. No, I like Bryson DeChambeau. I think that he was spraying it all over the place today. So the fact that he came out of the round -1 is a little bit baffling to me with how he was all over the place, and I guess that is because he made a lot of strokes up on the greens. But I mean, Bryson's such a good. He's such a high-scoring fantasy player, regardless of what he scores, and so I like him a lot as a showdown play on the right side of the draw tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
My first one here, another guy going out early. So I guess I should just say all my guys are going out early. I don't have the tee times here, but they're all part of the early wave. I'm looking Corey Connors, 8,900. He was 69 -2. He had 5 birdies, 3 bogeys. Do like to see a lot of birdies from Corey Connors here. So the thing that I feel like I'm hearing all your little birds that are out there tweeting around. I'm hearing different things. Some people are like, how is Corey Connors like priced so high? Blah blah blah. Corey Connors is priced 10th in this showdown slate.
Okay.
So remember how good he is. Like, so I feel like people are refusing to kind of buy into the fact that Corey Connors is good. So this is over the last 6 months. These are his stats.
Okay.
He is gaining over a stroke on approach. He's 3rd there behind Justin Thomas and Will Zalatoris. Will Zalatoris is like marginally ahead of him. So, he's essentially JT's way out in front, but him and Will Z are right there in 2nd. Off the tee, he's 4th. I can't remember the names, but I want to say it's maybe Griot, Rahm, and Hovland. But then ball striking. So ball striking over the last 6 months in this field, he is 1st. He is tied for 1st. Quick pop quiz. Who do you think he's tied for 1st with?
I'd say Zalatoris.
No, good guess though. That always has a spot in heart. No, it's Victor Hovland. I'm sure one of them. I don't actually know who was first because I only have it to 2 decimal places. But two decimal places, they're tied, so it's essentially a tiebreaker.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
But the thing is that Corey Connors' putting has been really good. It's been really good for a while now. He made the change to a cross-handed grip. He's 48th. Obviously, 48th doesn't sound as good as his other stats, but he was losing over a half stroke for a few years. So when we're getting positive strokes out of Corey Connors, that's awesome. So yes, he had a poor putting day today. He was 127th, lost a stroke and a half on the putting greens. I don't really care. His ball striking was good. He does ping pong a little bit in terms of round to round with his putting. That's sort of the nature of putting. It's one where you need to kind of look at longer periods to get the averages. So assuming he comes out and he doesn't have another stinker, I mean, he still gained 2 strokes with a bad putting day. That's how good I think his ball striking is. So if he has a good ball striking day, I think it's great value at 8,900.
Yeah, I like Corey Connors. It just seems to me like a ball striker's course. If he's going out early, he can avoid some of that mess in the afternoon. Check. Makes sense to me.
And it's good Canadian boy.
Good Canadian boy. Okay, my next pick here is Tommy Fleetwood. He's really the only guy on the leaderboard that I'm picking in my 3 picks here, but he's 8,000 on DraftKings. He went out and got 67. He's 4 under, 1 eagle, 3 birdies, and a bogey. Positive across the board here. Something I really like to see, and that's kind of Tommy Fleetwood. He's a really kind of steady guy, but he can flash. And when he flashes, he seems like, why isn't he kind of going this low all the time? But what he did in round 1, 1.28 positive putting, great around the green, 11th, 1.77, good on approach, 24th, 1.75, and very mediocre off the tee, 88th, just above positive, but he's positive all the way across the board, very balanced. Didn't get his scoring kind of in any particular area. I mean, that eagle did come from like 70, 80 feet or something, but that's only 1 hole. He still played the other 17 holes pretty well. But here's the thing. He's losing strokes off the tee this year. So looking at data golf just this year, not the season. But before that, he's been positive 0.5 off the tee in 5 straight seasons. So that has historically been a weapon for him, his driver and his off the tee.
And sorry,
game.
That's an average or at least 0.5?
At least.
Oh, yeah,
at least 0.5. every season. So I don't know if this is a little slump in his game, or this is something that, you know, we don't have enough data on the full year and he will rebound to kind of where he has been before. But I think if the rest of his game is there, and this has historically been a strong area, he can kind of turn that around. Also 7 a.m. tee time. Love it. Playing well. Get a little bit more strokes off the tee. Do everything else well that you're doing well, and just have another 400 day tomorrow, Tommy.
Yeah, no, I think that, you know, he's going to attract some ownership at -4, but Tommy Fleetwood is a better player than being priced 8,000 in this field. If you take a wide angle view at it. So if you do think that, you know, Tommy, he's been in a slump. That's why he's priced down here. If you do think that he's turning it around, and we're seeing the signs of it, then you got to take your shots, and you want to take your shots when you start to see it, because the price is going to go up. He's going to be in, you know, at least high 8s, low 9s in this kind of field once he gets his form back. So I like it. I don't know for sure whether I will have it, just because the ownership is the one thing that causes me some concern. It depends on who I match him up with on tickets.
And he is one of these guys that can go so varying from round to round, right? So he is kind of more of a risk reward. But
yeah. And actually, my next guy, I had someone else here. I had Keegan Bradley plugged in here, but then you know, he just kept making birdies on his way in and played his way up into second. So I think his ownership is going to get high now. So I decided, you know, if you are going to have a very differentiated lineup and you think you can plug Keegan in, I think he's a great play in terms of just himself as a play. I think the ownership's going to get high, though. So that'd be my caution there. But Stewart Cink, 7,600. He's even par 71, 4 birdies, 4 bogeys. So what I'm looking at, these next two that I have, they come in at a similar price point. Essentially, I'm looking at guys who, you know, they had decent or good days today, and they're coming in with good ball striking form. So Stewart Cink, you know, last 8 strokes gained measured rounds. So we skipped the Masters. So this would be the last 12 rounds if we were to have the Masters. But essentially, the last 8 measured rounds, he's gained off the tee in 6 of them, averaging over a half stroke. On approach, he's gained in 7 of 8, average, you know, gaining almost 2 strokes there. So to me, the ball striking is in a great place. We saw the same thing from him today. He gained in both of those. Obviously, not quite as much as those, but you look at the last 3 starts. You know, he had the win. Obviously, that inflates some of those numbers. But the other one that we had strokes gained measured for was a tied for 19th. He played well there. His ball striking was good. It's not like these results have been on the back of a scorching hot putter that you have no idea if that's sustainable. It's on the back of ball striking, which is what I like. And then he was tied for 12th at the Masters. So he probably had good ball striking numbers there. We just don't have the data from him. So I think his game's in really good shape. I think at even, he won't attract as much ownership, obviously, as like a Keegan Bradley who went out and put up a -5. So you know, I like it at 7,600.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, 2 wins this season, and I still feel like I'm not convinced to play him because I feel like it's gonna drop off soon. But ball striking. I mean, he's hitting the ball like Corey Connors, and ball striking seems to be much more sustainable than strokes gained putting. So yeah, I agree with all the reasons you said, but I got another guy in that area. And
that is your segue?
That's my segue. Harold Varner III, 7,700 on DraftKings. He shot +1, 73. So I don't think he's going to get much ownership. 4 birdies, 3 bogeys, 1 double. But what he did is he had 3 birdies coming in on his last 5 holes. He really helped kind of save his round, put himself in position to make a run at that cut, or put him in good position to make the cut on the early wave. Didn't putt well. -1.71 strokes in putting. That's 134th. Everything else is kind of middling, but the strokes in approach is not good. -0.9, essentially -0.89, 124th. That's not what we like to see with Harold Varner. Here's the one thing though. It's kind of that local narrative. PGA put out kind of his quote: "I want to play well at Wells Fargo. This is my major." Maybe he had a little bit of pressure on him in the early parts of his round. Relaxed, worked out whatever kinks he had to. Coming in, got those 3 birdies in the last 5. He has momentum. Quick changeover from the afternoon going to Friday morning, can carry that momentum over. Early tee time, wind is down. I know he's not a guy I like to target in the wind, but wind is down a little bit. I think he's just a guy that at this price, a little bit sneaky, should play this course well. Like his stats historically seem to match up well with this course kind of fit. So I feel like he can kind of have a nice under par day to make a run at that cut.
Yeah, I'm the HV3 anti-whisperer, so I have no idea how to play him. It seems like every time I'm on him, he does the opposite. He plays poorly. I think with the whole home course thing, I think it's one of these things that can go either way. I think like we've seen, for example, Xander at Torrey Pines has traditionally struggled. He has gotten better. I think he made a cut for the first time this year. But then we've seen Max Homa at Riviera just contend 2 years in a row and win it this year. So it's one of these things that can go both ways. So in Showdown, we kind of like volatility. So if you're into that thing and you buy the narrative.
And he is a volatile guy. I'd be more surprised if he missed the cut than if he made it. Let's just say that.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I would be pretty surprised either way. I'd just be like, oh. Okay, my last one here. I'm going Matt Wallace, 7,500. I think he was a fairly chalky play coming into the day from what I hear. So I think it probably will be tomorrow. But I still like to play. -2 on the day, 69. He was 6 birdies, 4 bogeys. I think he's coming in with very good form. Essentially similar analysis, similar reasoning behind this one as with a Stewart Cink play. And actually, he had the exact same numbers that I just copied and pasted it because he also had gained off the tee in 6 of 8, and he also had gained on approach in 7 of 8. His averages were a bit different. Cink's ball striking numbers are a little bit more gaudy, but still, Matt Wallace is combined averaging 2 strokes around ball striking, which that's a pretty good foundation to come into the tournament with. You combine that with he did not have a great day. I mean, he had a good day putting, but he did not have a great day around the greens today. You look at his last 2 years, he's a plus 0.58 combined putting and around the green. You look at his last 5 years, he's positive in every putting, every around the green on a full annual basis. So I think he obviously has a good short game. Typically, it's the ball striking that is more close to zero, and he gains with his short game. So if he can keep his good ball striking form, we saw today he gained about almost a stroke and a half ball striking. So if he can continue that, I think he's going to continue to play well. Ownership is the big question mark.
Yeah, I completely agree. I have a lot of Matt Wallace tournament long. I like him again. What's that?
First tee time.
First tee time. Yeah. Of course I know that. Come on. He's the first. That's why I built so many lineups around him.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy because he went out. I was kind of in and out of coverage. I got my first shot, got my vaccine. Very happy about that. So I was in and out of coverage. I had TV. I had some radio when I was driving. But basically, like he got on this scorching start in the afternoon, fell off, and kind of came back up and down. His around the green game seemed to be great early on. I don't know what kind of happened throughout the day, but he is very strong. 7,500 is too cheap. It just seems too cheap.
It lets you do some good things with your lineups, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that does it.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Good luck on Friday's round, on round 2 Showdown. Please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, for all those people like me who are heavy on ROM tournament long, let's find ways to win our money back.
Yeah, exactly. Take care.
Yeah, take care, guys.